What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG Structures video. Man, it's weird doing an OCG Structures video again. It's been about almost 2 months now, probably 2 months at this point, since the last OCG Structures video I did, which was the Chapter 15 review. And today we're finally going to get back into doing some OCG Structure discussions, as this is going to be not a review. I kind of wish it was going to be a chapter review, but currently I'm still caught up with the manga. I've been looking through the internet over the last couple of weeks, but there has been no updates to it. Everything has been currently, well, kind of currently where they are. Every site that I've looked at, except for one, had up to chapter 14. One site in particular, MangaDex, which was the site that I use, was the only site that I can find that had actually chapter 15. And unfortunately, they ended up getting hacked a little while ago. I think back at the beginning of April, they ended up getting hacked, so their site ended up getting shut down because of that hack. And currently, right now, they're still trying to fix it, but right now they have no luck. I think they're trying to make a new version of MangaDex, so we have to wait more on the information on that. But currently, right now, we're caught up. And it kind of sucks, because now if we don't have something to get these manga chapters out, because I feel like these other sites that I've been finding were kind of pulling off of MangaDex and putting it on their site. That's what I do believe, but I'm not gonna, I shouldn't be saying that, because maybe they are translating it themselves, but I doubt it. Or like the people that have been translating it has put it on theirs. I really doubt it, but I shouldn't be pointing fingers or something like that. But getting back on topic, today we are going to be doing a discussion on a new character that is going to be appearing in the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG Structures manga. Now, I've done a video like this for the 7th anime, when a character by the name of Arisugawa Django and Chevelle, or Schworm more known for now, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime, I did an announcement of those two characters. However, this video is going to be different, as this information I got was from Twitter. I actually have the Twitter user up right now. It's in original Japanese lettering, so I don't know. It's at Satomasa0628 is where I got this information, so shouts to that person. But this was an image from the actual chapter of the OCG Structures manga. All the way in chapter 23 is where we see this new character, more clearly see this new character. I do believe he'll appear in chapter 22 as well, but yeah, this character has actually already appeared in the OCG Structures manga. So, what I'm going to do is, there is going to be a spoiler warning on this. If you don't want any spoilers on anything in further chapters, this is a video that you're not going to watch. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to really try to talk about any of the other chapters. I'm just going to be talking about this shot, so it's not going to be really spoilative, but the reason I'm going to put a spoiler warning on this is because it technically is in an OCG Structures chapter, so I feel like it would be right to put that in there. It's not like Yugioh posted this news or anything like that. So I feel like the situations are different to where I have to put a spoiler warning on this. So if you don't want spoilers in any of the chapters, please just put this in a watch later or something like that, and come back when the manga actually catches up. And then, like, say you get to chapter 21, then you can watch this video, because you'll be all caught up and you'll be ready to see what ends up happening. But I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I know this was a very long intro, but I guess I just needed to kind of explain everything of what's going on. But with that being said, without further ado, let's not waste any more time, and let's get right into it. And here is the screenshot that we ended up getting, which is a very interesting screenshot. And we did get a little bio, which I will read quickly. I won't put it on screen because I'm actually using Google Translate from Twitter to read this. And let's just say the wording on this is not really good. So let me read this real quick. U of V Jump released on April 21st, Wednesday, play King OCG Structures is Naoma, who challenges the Red Star Throne, which has the nickname of the Perfect Champion, the world champion of the elementary school division last year. And what is the victory or defeat? It is episode 23, or I guess chapter 23, I guess they just call it episode. Magic Key versus Dragma Summon Beast. And then she puts a little thank you, which, thank you for getting out this information. So that's very interesting, and sorry that was really weirdly, written. Obviously, this was by Google Translate, and yeah, I will say just from reading that, they're not the best. So, that is the little bio that we got in it, and looking at the image, it's very, very interesting. You have the new character, which his face is all covered up, so we don't really see his face, and he summons Alistair the Invoker. That is actually pretty cool. So we're going to actually be seeing invokers in this manga. Now you might be confused. It's like, oh, well, there was no invoked in the little description that I read in it. Well, this Alistair the Invoked is part of Dragma Summon Beast. And someone could quote me if I'm wrong on this. I believe Dragma Summon Beast is a name for Dogmatica Invoked. And I could be wrong, and I'm 90% sure that's what the deck is, which we've seen nicknames on them before. An example of this that I've actually talked about in a recent video, Tri-Brigade Leerlust does have a name for itself of the combined deck instead of Tri-Brigade Leerlust in the form called Bird Up. That's what they end up calling the deck. So this is a similar situation to that. So you basically have Magic Key, which is actually a new archetype that was released in Dawn of Majesty. I was going to do a video on it and I didn't cover it, which I will say though, the character that I was going to give to the Magic Key deck, I was kind of right. I either said it was going to be... Well, actually, hold on. Let me explain something before I get into that. Naoma is Shoma. I think this Google Translate was wrong and they didn't get Shoma's name right, so I do believe that this is Shoma. I feel like it makes the most sense, and you can even look at the picture and you see that Dark and Strong are pretty shocked by something. It could be just because of Alistair the Invoked and they know what the deck is, but I feel like why they're going to be there if not one of the friends is going to be dueling. So the closest name to Naoma is Shoma, so that's where I kind of get this stuff. But when I made I originally did make the Magic Key deck, but I never got it edited in time, and the set came out, so I just never posted a video. I thought Shoma would be one of the characters that would use it. The other one I thought was Dark, just to give him a new deck, but that obviously didn't end up happening. Plus, the Magic Key main guy kind of looks like Dark with the hair color. I think it's pretty cool. I like the deck, by the way. I think it's pretty cool. It's like a ritual fusion kind of deck that also works with synchros. I mean, the ritual monster is a ritual tuner, which I don't think we've ever seen. We also have a fusion tuner in this deck, which we've seen fusion tuners. I know for a fact we have it. So that's pretty cool that we get to see this new deck in action. I wonder how this deck is going to be built, though, because they don't really have many monsters. In fact, they only have 3 main deck monsters, 2 ritual monsters and 1 normal monster. And I believe they have 2 spells and 2 traps. I could be wrong on that. And then they have 2 fusion monsters, which is weird that they don't have synchro monsters. But getting back on topic, so we're going to be seeing this new deck, which is pretty cool, versus a meta tier deck. I believe Dogmatica Invoked is actually used in the OCG Structures meta. I do believe so. In fact, that's a combination you technically can make in the TCG as well. But there is some better Invoked decks that you can actually make. But they went with the Dogmatica Invoked route, which I don't think we even seen Dogmatica in the show or in the manga yet, so that's actually pretty cool. But other than that, I think we've gotten everything else. Let's talk about the new character. And I'm pretty sure if you can just look at him, everyone probably knows who this is. But I'll explain it for the people that might have never played this game themselves. This character is the main protagonist of the Yugioh Psycho Card Battle video game that was released on the 3DS back in, I believe, 2016. This was the only character from the Psycho Card Battle game that has not been in the manga yet. Now, yes, he's been mentioned. He was mentioned in Chapter 5, and I believe before the manga was even announced, we got like a little panel on it where you had Shoma and the 4 Kings, Strong, Tendo, and lights. And we saw him in the picture as well, which was very interesting. I thought it was just going to be a nice little cameo because it's happened before where we've seen cameos in other pieces of manga or have just been referenced. For example, the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX manga did reference Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey, but they never appeared in the GX manga. They appeared in the anime, but they never appeared in the manga. So I felt like that situation was different. I felt like that could just be a cameo to Psycho Guard Battle, to where they just referenced the character, because that was the original protagonist of this series, I guess. So it's very interesting that he's going to be in this manga as the perfect duelist, which I guess it makes sense because throughout the Psycho Card Battle story, you would have had to win every single duel to get to where you were. So the fact that he's referred to as the perfect champion, I guess makes sense because you had to have won every one of your duels to advance forward in the plot to go and win the tournament. So I feel like this bio makes complete sense. But I'm very excited for this character. Very weirdly, I'm excited for this character because I wanted this character to honestly be in this manga, because the thing is, for the manga especially, this is going to be the first time the manga has had two protagonists in one manga. Now, we've seen this in the anime side of things, where you had Yugi appearing in GX, you had Yugi and Judai and Yusei all together in the Bonds Beyond Time movie, so we've seen protagonists in like a movie or an anime, or now the manga in this case, with at least two protagonists appearing in one source, which is pretty cool. But this is going to be the second time that we are going to see a protagonist versus a protagonist duel. The last time we saw this was when Yugi faced Judai in the final 2 episodes of the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime. So, first for the manga, second time in just general anime, manga, whatever it might be. So, that's pretty cool. Now, while I say this duel will be in the levels of that, no. I feel like Yugi and Judai are way more well-known than these two characters. I feel like most people won't know who this new character is unless you played the Psycho Card Battle video game. And Shoma has just appeared in this manga, and I feel like some people don't really read this, especially if you don't want a manga that's more focused on the actual card game, like you like the fantasy stuff, like Vrains and Sevens and stuff like that, then you probably don't know who this character is, which probably if you're watching this video, you know who this character is, because this is our main protagonist that we went through the series with. So I feel like these two characters aren't even close to being well known as Yugi and Judai. They're the first two ever protagonists that we ever got in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. So, although I don't think it's going to be at that levels, I think it will be pretty cool. Another thing too is, how prevalent is this character going to be in this series? Is he just going to be a character that just reoccurs every once in a while? Or will he go with the main group after this? Like, who really knows? That's something that's very interesting with this character being in the manga. So I'm very excited to see what happens. We don't have really much other information other than this screenshot that we got. So that is very interesting. I'm very excited for this character. I will say, though, things are now interesting now, because they have gotten all of the characters from the Psycho Card Battle video game new, I should say, because obviously you have the other characters like Yugi and Kaiba and those characters like the original Duel Monsters gang, which I will say this, I don't think they will be in this manga, just because of the fact that I feel like there might be some controversy with it. Not saying it would be a bad thing, I would love to see the characters in there, but I want to think about this. The way that this manga kind of works, I don't know how they would really fit, because two things might happen. They might appear in it and use their old decks like they would use in the anime, but actually follow like the card game rules. So obviously like no Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, that stuff, because those cards are banned. Or they have Yugi and those characters appear, but they kind of focus around the same strategy that every character has been, showing off these new decks. So you could see something like Yugi using Drytron, or see Kaiba using Dragon Link or something like that, which, sure, Dragons is Kaiba's thing, but Dragon Link, really? Like, that's not gonna fit him one bit. In Dry Time, don't even get me started. That doesn't fit Yugi one bit. But that might be something that happens. So, I don't know. There are some weird things that would go if those characters would be in this manga. Are they gonna use their anime and manga decks, or are they gonna just use completely new decks? That's something you gotta kind of consider with these characters. So I don't know if they will try to go down that route because there is going to be some controversy with that. I do feel like, but for me personally, I would not mind. I would be really excited if those characters did return. Though I will say though that now that we have all of the new characters from the Saikyo card battle game in this manga, we need to start getting new characters. You know, we had 3 new characters that are exclusive to the OCG Structures manga, and those characters are Shoma Agiha and Gobu. I'm pretty sure Gobu never appeared in Saikyo card battle. So yeah, you really don't have that many new characters in this manga. So I really do hope that they bring new characters exclusive to OCG in this manga. I would really like if they did that to kind of grow the world a little bit, which I will say this, I love OCG Structures manga. It's the most relatable manga that we have had ever, and I want to see this grow. But one of my things with this manga is that I feel like they have too small of a cast. Like, you don't really have that many characters that you can use, and I feel like protagonist, or you know what, I'm gonna call him you for this video just to kind of make it a little bit easier, but you, I feel like, won't duel that much. If he's this perfect champion, I feel like he won't duel that much because it would be unfair. It wouldn't really make sense to have this perfect duelist dueling against these kids that haven't even made it to Worlds yet, so I feel like it doesn't make sense. I feel like he just won't really duel that much because we know who's going to win the duel. I don't think they're going to be that predictable. So I feel like they might reserve him for some other strong characters, maybe one-shot characters that we start getting those in this manga, and maybe this character will do that. Maybe he gets an expedition match, excuse me, I don't know why my mic got out there for a second. And maybe see him duel from that. Who really knows? But it's very interesting of what routes they will go in this manga. Now that we have all of the new characters from the Saikyo card battle video game in this manga, what's next? That is the very interesting question that I propose. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. I think that's all I wanted to cover. There was actually a lot more than I thought I was going to cover, but there's so many possibilities with this character because with new characters, you don't know what their roles are going to be. And since this is a protagonist character that has appeared in another piece of, I guess is it media because it's a video game? I don't know. He appeared in another series or appeared in another Yu-Gi-Oh related thing, I guess. It's weird to say something like that because it's a video game character, but with the protagonist character coming to this manga, it's very interesting of what he will do, and that's the question I propose to you guys. What do you think his role is going to be in this manga? Do you think he's not going to really do that much in this manga? Or do you think he'll be like one of the main characters in this show? Like he'll be with the main 5, Shoma and the 4 Kings? Or do you think he's just going to have cameos every once in a while where he'll appear once every while in the manga? What role do you think this character will have in the OCG Structures manga? And let me know who you think would win this duel with Shoma and protagonist. Or you. It's weird. I'm always so used to calling him protagonist because he never had a canon name. So, yeah. Let me know who you think is going to win this duel. Obviously, I think Yu is going to win this duel. If he is a perfect duelist, there's no way that he is not going to win this duel. So we're just going to have to wait and see. It's going to be a while before we actually see this because he has appeared in chapter 22 and 23. We're all the way back in chapter 15. We haven't even seen chapter 16 yet. So, yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do. And hopefully we can be able to just bench read all of these chapters that catch up to this. I really do hope so, because I really want to start getting into some discussions with this character, but obviously we're gonna have to wait on that. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.